Jake Morrison sat at the table in the elegant restaurant, acutely aware that he was completely out of place. He wore his best clothes, simple white t-shirt and khaki cargo pants, but everyone around him was in designer suits and expensive dresses. His buddy Mark had set this up. "Trust me, man. This girl wants to meet you. She saw your photo and said you're exactly her type." Now sitting here surrounded by wealth he'd never be part of, Jake realized the truth. This was a prank. Mark's new girlfriend ran in these circles, and they'd probably thought it would be hilarious to watch a mechanic squirm in a place where the cheapest entree cost more than he made in a day. Jake was about to leave when he heard laughter from a nearby table. A group of well-dressed people were pointing at him, barely hiding their phones as they filmed. "Is that him?" A woman in a black dress whispered loudly. "The mechanic. This is going to be hilarious when Victoria walks in," a man in a suit said. "She has no idea her friends set her up with someone so, ordinary." Jake felt his face burn with humiliation. He should leave. He should walk out right now and save himself the embarrassment of whoever this Victoria was, seeing him and laughing. But before he could stand, a woman walked into the restaurant. She was stunning, long blonde hair, wearing an elegant cream-colored dress with a blazer. She was clearly wealthy, clearly belonged here in a way Jake never would. And walking beside her, holding her hand, was a little girl, maybe 3 or 4 years old, wearing a matching cream-colored dress. The woman, Victoria, presumably scanned the restaurant, and her expression faltered when she saw the group of people filming and laughing. Understanding crossed her face, then anger. She walked straight to Jake's table. "You must be Jake," she said, her voice cool but not unkind. "Yeah, and you must be Victoria. Look, I can tell this is a setup. Some kind of joke. I'll just leave. Please don't." Victoria pulled out the chair across from him and sat down, helping her daughter into the seat beside her. "My so-called friends thought it would be funny to humiliate both of us, but I refused to give them the satisfaction." Jake looked at the little girl, who was studying him with curious eyes. "Is this your daughter?" "This is Emma. My babysitter canceled at the last minute, and I had no one else to watch her. I was going to cancel, but then my friend Laura sent me a text saying she'd arranged the perfect prank, and I realized what was happening." "So you brought your daughter to spite them?" "I brought my daughter because I'm done with people who think cruelty is entertainment." Victoria met his eyes. "I'm sorry they did this to you. They set us both up to fail." From the other table, the laughter had died down. They were watching, confused that Victoria hadn't immediately left in disgust. Emma tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, why is everyone laughing?" "Because some people are mean, sweetheart." Emma looked at Jake. "Are you mean?" "I try not to be," Jake said. "Do you like pizza?" Jake couldn't help but smile. "I love pizza." "Me too." "Mommy never lets me get pizza at fancy restaurants though," Emma, Victoria said, embarrassed. "It's okay," Jake said. "Honestly, I'd rather have pizza too. This place is way too fancy for me." Victoria studied him. "You're a mechanic, right?" "That's what Laura told me. Like it was something to be ashamed of. I own Morrison's Auto Repair. It's a small shop, nothing fancy. I work on cars, get my hands dirty, barely make rent most months." Jake figured he might as well be honest. "I'm not billionaire material. I'm not even thousandaire material. I'm just a guy who's good with engines, and that's honest work," Victoria said firmly. "More honest than most of what these people do." She gestured toward the table of her so-called friends. A waiter approached, looking uncertain. "Are you ready to order?" Emma spoke up before anyone could answer. "Can we get pizza, please?" The waiter looked scandalized. "I'm afraid we don't serve pizza here," Victoria finished, "which is ridiculous because pizza is delicious and my daughter wants it." She stood up. "Jake, would you and Emma like to leave this place and go somewhere that actually serves good food?" Jake stared at her. You want to leave? With me? Why not? This was supposed to be a blind date. Let's actually have one, instead of sitting here being entertainment for cruel people. Victoria looked at her former friend's table. And for the record, Laura, I wouldn't date your brother if he was the last man on earth. He's a snob. He's boring, and he thinks his trust fund makes him interesting. Jake here has already shown more character in 5 minutes than your brother has in 5 years. She turned back to Jake. So, what do you say? Pizza. I know a great place, but it's not fancy good. I'm tired of fancy. They left the restaurant together, Jake, Victoria, and Emma, while Victoria's former friends sat in shocked silence. The pizza place Jake took them to was a small, family-owned spot with plastic tablecloths and a jukebox in the corner. Emma loved it immediately. This is so cool, she said, running to look at the jukebox as they waited for their pizza. Victoria told Jake the truth. I'm Victoria Ashford. I run Ashford Enterprises. I'm worth about $2 billion. And I'm so tired of people who only want to date me for my money or my connections. I'm Jake Morrison. I'm worth about negative $50,000 if you count my business loans. And I'm tired of people who think that makes me less valuable. Victoria smiled. Laura set this up as a joke. She wanted me to see you and be horrified. She wanted you to see me and feel inferior. She thought we'd both be humiliated. Okay, joke's on her. I'm having a pretty good time. Me too. Emma returned from the jukebox and climbed into the booth beside Jake. Can you teach me about cars? Emma, Victoria said. Don't bother, Jake. It's not a bother. What do you want to know? How do they go? Jake grabbed a napkin and started drawing simple diagrams, explaining engines in terms a 3-year-old could understand. Emma was fascinated, asking endless questions. Victoria watched them, something softening in her expression when they finally left the pizza place. Victoria said, that was the best date I've had in years. Really? Even though it started as a prank. Especially because it started as a prank. Because it meant I got to meet you without any pretense or expectation. Just Jake the mechanic, who likes pizza and is patient with curious 3-year-olds. Can I see you again? For real this time. I'd like that. Over the following months, Jake and Victoria dated carefully. He met her world to board meetings and charity galas, and she met his to auto shop and modest apartment. They were honest about the gap between their lives, but neither let it define them. My friends think I'm crazy for dating you, Victoria told him one evening. My friends think I'm crazy for dating you, Jake countered. They think you're going to realize I'm not good enough and leave. You know what Emma said about you? What? She said, I like him, Mommy. He's real. And she was right. Everyone else in my life wants something from me. You just want me. A year after that disastrous setup, Jake proposed, not in a fancy restaurant, but in his auto shop after teaching Emma how to change oil in Victoria's car. Victoria Ashford, your friends set us up as a joke. They thought a mechanic and a billionaire could never work. They were wrong, because you taught me that worth isn't measured in bank accounts, and I taught you that real connection matters more than social standing. Will you marry me? Victoria said yes through happy tears at their wedding. Emma served as flower girl and gave a toast. Mommy's old friends were mean. They tried to make her feel bad about liking Jake, but I knew, Jake was good because he wasn't scared of me asking questions, and he likes pizza, and he makes Mommy smile. Sometimes the best people are the ones mean people make fun of, and sometimes pranks turn into families. Sometimes the cruelest setups lead to the most beautiful outcomes. Sometimes the joke is on the people making jokes. Sometimes a little girl's approval matters more than social status. And sometimes the poor mechanic and the billionaire CEO prove that real love doesn't care about tax brackets. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about choosing character over status and finding love that transcends social barriers. Leave a comment about when someone surprised you by seeing your worth. Your stories inspire us all.